This is a short film to introduce you to the Somerset Village Agent project. We're following in the footsteps of Gloucestershire, who have currently 38 village agents who cover the whole of Gloucestershire, and this has been a highly successful project. Village agents signpost and refer vulnerable people, and sometimes not so vulnerable, to services and organisations that can improve their quality of life. Sometimes the client's issues can be quite simple, like actually getting a grab rail fitted at the front door to stop them falling over. Or other times it can be a lot more complex, where social services gets involved and works closely with the village agent, like for example someone falling into early dementia. Village agents never quite know what the issues might be, but they're trained to look holistically at all the problems and answer the needs as far as they possibly can.
Yes, community-based role grabbed my attention, and the fact that it was so varied and local to where I live, and involving the village that I live in and local villages around. Well, living in a rural area, I know the problems that rural areas experience and the lack of information that is available to people, and that's really what attracted me to the role, the fact that I could fill that gap and help in some way, help the community. Do you get involved with helping people from having fire checks done, to grab rails put up, to signposting people to get the correct benefits they're entitled to. So it's really diverse, wide-ranging, and doing a good service to help people and to stop people from falling into crisis.
My name's Jane Knight and I live in Blagdon Hill. Blagdon's a village about 5 miles out of Taunton, and it's got very limited services locally. About a year ago I had this idea of setting up the volunteer-led community lift scheme, and was thinking about how to go about setting it up. I knew Trudy anyway, and then I heard that she was acting as a village agent, and instantly thought she would be a good point of contact for me to get some information. I really think it's a brilliant service. Trudy's a local person who has access to lots of information, and she can network around within the community and also with the local parish councils, the local town councils and county councils. She's really been able to motivate me and put me in the right direction to getting things moving, and I feel confident now that within a couple of months in the autumn the project will be up and running.
I've been on my own for so long, and then a person recommended me to Val here.
It was a councillor, do you remember?
Yes. Here it's very, very cold, and I'm not going to stay here for another winter if I can.
No, well, you're on the housing list.
You've been,
now, so
yes, that's
still
true.
hoping.
And you're making sure I'm phoning as well.
That's right.
If it wasn't this morning, just now, I would have forgot. And
This
you
week,
remind
yeah.
me again, Val. Yeah, which is nice.
So it was to bring one of those temperature cards.
That's right, yes.
We put that in your bedroom, and it didn't
It
register.
showed nothing, did it?
Nothing at all, did it?
No. You phoned up because I had 5 empty gas bottles. You phoned up a person down to Exeter.
That's right.
He came up after a time.
Yeah,
and
we had to remind him several
yeah.
times, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yes,
You got your little surviving winter grant.
yes
so
you
you get
did.
extra
Like some
money.
clothes, you know, like
And that's
Um,
right, the surviving winter kit.
That's
Your
right.
Cup and hat and
that's
socks.
right. Yes. Val rang me up to make sure I was drinking plenty of water. Is that right?
On a hot day.
On a hot day, which was lovely of her. But at the moment, Val's helping me with my finance.
After meeting her at our church council meeting, and she explained what her role was and how she could help out in different things in the villages. So I asked her about Blue Badge, and she did help a great deal.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Stanton initially applied for the Blue Badge. First application was rejected, and this is the point at which Mr. Stanton asked if I could look into why it had failed and what he could do next.
Jackie told us how to get over it. She sorted it for us. I don't think we wouldn't have got it. I don't think if it hadn't been for Jackie help in sorting it. She gets out and about a bit more.
Well, I was at the Marston Magna Village Hall Cafe on a Friday morning, and people were talking about Andrea, and I thought, oh, that sounds so. That's a thing that I could do with. Andrea was asking me questions and filling in a form for me because I've got a boiler. I had a boiler that was smoking, and I had toxic fumes poisoning years ago, and I was frightened because I didn't want to be inhaling that again. I was in dire straits really, and I was feeling ill. Yes, I was. Yes, you took such a load off my mind. She said might be entitled to the Surviving Winter grant. I would definitely ask Andrea again for any help that I might need, because she is so sincere and helpful, and I can't say anything nicer than that really.
Well, I happened to be talking to her one day about Mark going for this moped loan scheme, and that we'd applied for a bike about 2 weeks previous, and nothing had been done. So Caroline offered to give them a ring and get the ball rolling really, which she did, and they rang within a couple of days of her getting hold of them.
Well, it's been really helpful with me getting my moped. I've been able to get to work without having mum or dad to drop me off or pick me up. So with the hours that I do, which are fairly early from the mornings, it saves me being reliant on somebody taking me everywhere that I need to go really. It used to be harder to get to see friends because most of my friends are in other rural villages, which public transport doesn't really see most days. I've got a lot more freedom now that I have the moped.
Yeah, I heard about the funding the agent person through my brother and my mum as well, and she said that she helped Mark out, so thought she might be able to help me out as well. I'm doing a agricultural management course at Cannington College, and the funding I have to pay for off my own back, and it's not exactly cheap, so she gave me a list of places where I could look and try and find some funding to help me pay for it. Yeah, it's quite good. She's there to help out people when you need it, and knows more things than most other people do. So
It was at the village hall in a coffee morning, and she came round to see if we needed help, and he was very useful.
Quite persistent she was. I had a problem with central heating because the radiators needed bleeding. To cut it short, he did all this for me, and it was marvellous because I was never really so happy so much in all my life because I got a bit of heat in the home for a change. Of course, there's so many things that Andrea has actually done for us in notifying people, getting in touch with them. It's easy because if you've got a struggle to look around where you've got to go to, and you've got somebody like Andrea who comes along, and she seems to be able to find all these people that we need to cover these things. So.
We see her regularly now, so if we need anything or need any help or any assistance in anything, she helps us. It's made a lot of difference.
Yeah, it's taken away a lot of stress.
It does mean that you've got someone that can help you.
The village agents have brought some value to our service in as much as they've enabled us to more accurately target some of our at-risk groups that we know exist out there, and actually in the remoter rural locations, we can't possibly get to all of those people and identify them as individuals. So for us specifically, they may be going in there for a debt problem, but because of the background information that they have, they're also able to identify other risks, and for us specifically, if there's a risk from fire, then they can identify that and raise the alarm bells, if you like, and call us in. If we're talking about public services being as effective and efficient as they possibly can be, then clearly it isn't just about us individually as public services trying to do everything. We have to recognise within our communities other services, other voluntary organisations or other groups as well that can do some of our work for us and potentially do it more effectively. So it's another way of gathering intelligent local information.
I think village agents have a big role to play in the community because they are an independent voice. They bring a lot of information in from other areas and other departments, and they're a totally confidential person from the community. They bring in information from a very wide area. They have links to all sorts of other support departments in a wider field, from health, socially, and again they can come in, talk to people, and people are not fazed by having a comment made that might be passed on. They're totally independent. As member of the Parochial Church Council, I am pastoral care coordinator, and therefore I am informed and find out and hear about people who are poorly or need help. And instead of having to go through a mire of paper or go down lots of channels, I can get straight in touch with Andrea, and time is of the essence very often.
It's just having a village agent there that you know you can turn to and just say, how can we help, what can we do, what other agencies are out there for us to work with to assist these people. There's lots of different ways we can help them, but also there's so many other ways that the village agent, they can signpost in different areas that we're unaware of. So by contacting the village agent, if we have got somebody slightly in need, it doesn't always have to be an elderly person, it could be a young mum that's slightly isolated, doesn't always know what options she's got open to her. There can be ethnicity problems with maybe the travelling community. They don't always know what they've got available to them. So it's quite nice to have a village agent that can go back, research and resource some of this and keep in contact with these people on a far more regular basis than we're able to.
Well, I'm very pleased that we've got village agents on board in Somerset. I'm with the public health team, and we're recently now part of Somerset County Council, having transferred in from the NHS. And my role is as a health promotion manager, supporting older people. What we want to try and ensure is that people are living healthier or as healthy as possible lives and staying independent for as long as possible. So a lot of the work you do involves obviously contacting people directly, maybe through groups and through other organisations. But having sort of village agents ensures that perhaps some of the messages are getting to those hard to reach people. I've been coming in and sort of talking to the group about various health promotion topics. So as I say, this may be around falls, dementia awareness, and also providing information to the village agents on a variety of topics. Personally, I think that certainly the contact that I've had with the village agents, sort of looking at various sort of health and well-being aspects, are actually supporting people to live, more independently. I think village agents do bring value to Somerset. It's not often that you get an organisation that links so closely with the community, that people can actually form relationships and trust those individuals. So in terms of helping people remain independent, that's great, and prevention is better than cure.
Well, I think that that's something that is very necessary, because if you don't know people around and you can't get out, it's one way that you do get help.
Yeah, they're great, really.
They are
absolutely
really,
great.
It's a lifeline.
It helps such a lot, especially for old people like me.
Because we're in our 80s, you see.
She sorted it for us. I don't think we wouldn't have got it. I don't think if it hadn't been for Jackie.
And that's when my life opened up.
I can sit down and talk to her, sometimes better than some of my sisters. If it wasn't for you coming here, Val, for to help me, well, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, she's been absolutely brilliant. She was really supportive from the word go. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to contact her again and thoroughly recommend her to other people as well.
Yeah, they're great. I would definitely recommend them to my friends or anybody that needs help.
Everybody should contact a village agent because they're helpful no matter what age you are.
It's really good to have the village agents there. They're a really valuable resource to the public and to us as a police force, and we hope that we can work alongside them for many years to come.
It really would be of benefit if every village could have a village agent.